how literally everything is harder for you if you're an immigrant rather than if you're born in the United States. Like everything. First of all, English. You cannot speak English. Because you cannot speak English, basically in every area of your life, you're gonna have troubles. You're gonna have problems. You will be shy to talk to people because you are making mistakes. People are gonna laugh at you. By the way, not a lot of people laugh at me making mistakes. A lot of people actually encourage me to talk because we found fascinating that not only I know 1, 2, 3 languages, but I know 4 languages by the age of 19. And people admire that. People admire that me being a young kid who moved to this country, trying to survive, trying to make my own living, trying to follow my dreams, not being scared to ask questions when I don't understand what's going on, and how can I find the area that I'm looking for, how can I find the things that I'm looking in the grocery store, I don't know where they're located, and I have to ask somebody. I admire American people for actually helping immigrants. I don't know different states. I'm talking about right now in New York. Maybe New York is used to immigrants and people are here friendly to immigrants. I cannot compare that to other states, but at least this helped me out. So coming back to what I previously said before, everything is harder for you. The second thing I want to talk about, especially as a business owner, as a businessman, it's man, no credit history. It's so hard to do anything in this country if you don't have good credit. And you don't know what good credit is when you move to this country. You don't understand the credit system itself because the credit system is non-existent in most of the countries. People don't get credits because we have very big APRs that no one wants to go and buy something for credit. Because when everything is normal and the economy is booming, in our countries, usually the APR is around 30, 40%. Now imagine when everything is bad, it's around 80, 70%. But this is the reason why people don't do credit. And for us, credit was something bad. And you were told from the early age that this is the wrong thing to do. So you have to save the cash and then pay for something. Understanding whole ideology about how credit system is utilized in the United States and how you can help yourself out if you have a good credit, learning it by yourself, because no one will teach you. Like, I don't have a father who been here 30, 40 years, understand how everything works, and he can pass me his knowledge. So I have to learn everything myself. And moving to this country, I got my first credit card when I was 22-year old. It was crazy. And just now understanding that I could had my first credit card the day that I moved here when I was 18, it will be a huge boost for me. Huge boost for my business, huge boost for whatever I do. It doesn't matter, it's a real estate, you did get a loan for your business or your personal loan to fix some financial problems. I never done any kind of formal government documentation in my home country. My parents did it for me. So learning where I have to go to get my social security or work authorization, how the taxes works, learning all of that by yourself, Googling, asking certain people for suggestions. I remember I was just in the coffee shop. I was drinking coffee. My first year that I have to pay taxes, I just asked random people in the coffee shop, how should I pay my taxes and how everything works? And he actually helped me out. He told me basic ideology, how it works. So it was easier for me to Google it. And he gave me his CPA number. I used his accountant to file my taxes. Basically, yeah. This is really interesting. You know, this podcast situation, when you are talking to the camera and trying to remember everything and everything is live, you don't read script. It's interesting how certain things comes to your mind right away and you remember them and you're trying to tell to the audience, you guys, in the real time. It's challenging. For me, it's challenging. I don't know about other people, especially like if you speak English from the day you're born and it's native for you. But for me, it's very challenging. As a first episode, I want you to be a little bit easy on me. If something is wrong, I will learn it. I will teach myself as I did for this last 8 years that I'm in the United States. And I will be better, I promise. Immigrants spend so much finance for lawyers. You need to get a work authorization. You don't know how to do it. You have to ask your lawyer. Lawyer charge you a couple $1,000s. But when you realize how to do it properly, you could do it yourself. But at that point, you already paid that amount of money. Legal fees for immigrants is way higher. For example, a document like working authorization. It's a documentation that allows you to work in the United States. It's connected to your social security, and you have to, every 2 years, you have to update it. And just to update it, it costs, I think, if I'm not mistaken, around like $500. And there is so many different fees for so many different documentation that immigrants need that people who live in the United States doesn't need. And that adds up, and you just realize this year you spent $4,000 for this documentation. Next year you spend $2,000 for that documentation. And before you get your citizenship, like in the course of 5-8 years, you realize you spent $25,000-$30,000 just for setting up certain institutions and getting certain documentation that you had to have in order for you to stay in the United States. If you want to watch another clip from this episode, click right here. And if you want to watch full episode, click right here. Thanks a lot.